Diabetes Solution Center for you, a family member, or a loved one suffering with diabetes. If you have lost your provider, or if you need a provider for diabetic supplies, you may qualify to receive your diabetic testing supplies now with little or no out-of-pocket cost, regardless of your age. All you need is Medicare or private insurance to be potentially eligible. Call the Diabetes Solution Center right now for details. Just takes a couple of minutes. Our friendly, knowledgeable agents will give you free, no-obligation information, handle all the insurance paperwork, and make sure your supplies are delivered directly to your door for free.
Call U.S. Medical Supply 24 hours a day. 800-597-9323. 800-597-9323. 800-597-9323. Call right now. 800-597-9323.
Hey, Jill, congratulations on your son getting into the college of his dreams and with a full scholarship, too. Yes, we are so proud of him. You know, I have to be honest. I'm a bit worried about our daughter getting into college. It's so competitive out there, and I feel overwhelmed with where to start. I completely understand. Listen, I felt the same way, and then I met Dr. Gina of Education Prep Centers. She put a plan in place that helped our son stand out in the admissions process and that gave us a peace of mind for how to create a financial roadmap for his future. Wow, that's great. Sounds like I need to give her a call. Yes, she definitely helped our son find the perfect college, meet all his deadlines, and help us feel less anxious about the whole process. You need to reach out to her. Just check out educationprepcenters.com and set up a complimentary assessment with Dr. Gina. You'll be so glad you did. Education Prep Centers, college admissions made easy.
Hey, there's something you forgot to do. It sure is hot. Are you sweating like a dog? Wait, what? Dogs don't sweat. Oh no, you forgot to get your window tinted. Whether it's the kitchen window that sits in the sun for the hottest part of the day, or you just got new wheels, call Sharp Window Tinting in Burleson. 817-615-9379, or look them up on the web, sharpwindowtint.com.
Let's be honest. Wheelchairs are heavy, bulky, and ugly. If you carry a wheelchair in your car to take care of a loved one, you know how hard it is getting that clunky, old-style wheelchair in and out of your car. Introducing the Feather Chair Wheelchair. At 13 pounds, it's the world's lightest wheelchair. It folds in seconds and fits neatly in your trunk, backseat, or closet, so you can take it everywhere. And it's only available right here. Order yours today and get a free wheelchair case, a $50 value, yours free. The Feather Chair. The world's lightest wheelchair is just $4.99 with easy payments as low as $16 a month. Sorry, no Medicare or insurance accepted. So call right now to order yours.
800-823-5826. 800-823-5826. 800-823-5826. That's 800-823-5826.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395.
You're listening to Joco Community Radio.
Well, hello, and welcome, Jobfather Nation. We are here with the one and only Jobfather, Foster Williams. And we are excited about today's show. And Foster is going to share a little bit about the show in just a moment. But first, I would like to share with you that Joco Radio is proud to be the voice of Johnson County, Texas, and is live 365 on the TuneIn Radio Network. Now, to listen, you can simply go to tuneinjoco.com and choose how you prefer to listen. Joco Community Radio is now an app, so please, Jobfather Nation, do us a favor. We need you to go to your app store, whether it's Android or iOS, and download the Joco Community Radio app. Please do that. Then you can listen to us live on there easily, whether you're in your car, on your phone, at work, working out. And you can check up the lineup at Joco Community Radio. Also, we are asking all of our beloved followers, please go to LinkedIn and like jocoradio.com so that you can find out more about what's going on with the Jobfather. Before we move into our prayer, don't forget this episode is brought to you by Patriot Claims, making your insurance work for you. Now, guess who is your contact? Our one and only Nona Reed. She's a sales rep. Foster knows her personally. I know her personally. She is great. You can get a hold of her at 844-839-4245. Or if you want to make it fun, 844-TEX-HAIL. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and bow our heads for a quick prayer, and then we're going to turn this over to Foster, the one and only Jobfather, to talk about today's exciting program. Please bow your heads. Heavenly Father, we are so grateful to be here and to minister to those in the job transition. We just ask that this show would be a blessing to all of our followers out there. We're thankful for this platform to help, and may you be glorified. In your name we pray, Jesus. Amen. Well, Foster Williams.
Amen.
We are excited to hear about our guest and the exciting subjects that we have planned for our listeners today.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a good one today. Guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am, well, you guys call me the Jobfather, so we'll go with that. Okay.
Yeah.
So, guys, right there on the screen with us is, honestly, he's going to beat me up for saying this, the reason that I do what I do. I met that guy a long time ago. He is, if you're talking about a Jobfather, that's actually the actual Jobfather right there. After you hear him talking a little bit, we've got a whole show that's dedicated to him today. After you hear him talk, you'll understand why I'm saying what I'm saying. So, guys, before we get started and meet Rex Saoit, I want to share with you a job that is open right now. I, guys, am the contact for this job. Check this out. I need an HR business partner for a company in Fort Worth. If you have been HR business partners, actually, if you have been in about 3 to 5 years experience in HR, in and around HR, you probably want to talk to me about this position. It is part of the Fort Worth Independent School District. It is a division that they support, believe it or not. And this is an HR business partner. Some of you guys that are in HR might want to apply for that because, hey, Foster, I've been an HR generalist for a number of years. I have been an HR manager. I've been in different, you may have been employee support type of HR person. Then we probably ought to talk to you about this. So I want you guys to send me your resume or call me. I don't mind. Let me give you my phone number first. 214-728-6930. Let me tell you again. That is 214-728-6930. Okay. And this is an in-office position, guys. It can be partially, will be partially remote, but it is in-house to start. So talk to me about that. We have an HR focus group every Wednesday at 10 o'clock in the morning that we conduct, and we talk about HR. So actually, we talk about the job search on the whole. And I suggest that all job seekers network. I'm going to tell you the network, but network with HR people. Doesn't that make sense? Don't you want to network with the people that are responsible for you you getting a job that are involved in the hiring process when you apply for a job, I think it kind of makes sense. Of course, you know that I'm kind of a linear thinking guy. Me and Rex both are linear thinkers, so we think about that. That's why we get along. Okay, I've got some people, Dana. I've got some people that have landed job. We are still getting tons of landings. We are.
Woo!
There are three. One, I think that I introduced to Rex at one point when Rex was in Texas. Guys, Rex is in North Carolina. No, Rex is in Virginia now.
Virginia.
And yeah, but you know, he's still a Texan. He still matters.
Always a Texan.
Always, boy. If you come to Texas for 2 hours, you're a Texan. Okay, so my friend Denise Johnson is part of our HR group. Well, I just talked to you guys about the HR group. She is at a company called Exabeam, Rex. Now she's the director of learning and development. She has been a learning and development director for a number of companies. And you might remember, Denise, you may actually be connected with her on LinkedIn. And there's another HR focus group member from a long way back, Damika Stringer. And Damika she's a public relations director for the United Black Council. So you know what? There are a lot of contracts that are given to minority companies and things like that. And United Black Council is part of that. And Damika is now the public relations director. And we can't forget my buddy Kelly Maxwell over at VACO. Now, guys, VACO is a well-known, very large staffing company, third-party recruitment company. There are a number of companies that what we call RPO, recruitment process outsource their recruiting to VACO. Eric Gunn, hey, it's love to see you, brother. We got to go to lunch pretty soon, but Kelly has just got a promotion. And Kelly, you and Kelly work together all the time. So Kelly is now a partner. You guys get that? You get the strength of that word. She is a partner at VACO now. So there you go. There you have it. That's what we have. Now, I want to introduce you guys to Rex Saoit. Right there above Dana is Rex Saoit. Well, that's the way it is on my screen.
Hey, Rex. So glad you're here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Rex and I, we're going to talk about, me and Dana's going to probably agree. Dana might not agree with everything we say. I don't know. But Dana's the real heart and soul of recruiting, if you ask me. No. But guys, Rex and I are going to talk about a number of things today that's going to surprise you, because we have a lot of myths. We have a lot of beliefs and things that we've heard in Jobsearch that are very, very inaccurate. And we want to talk about some of that stuff with Rex. And I want to start with Rex, getting Rex's overview of Jobsearch. And what are you seeing that concerns you? What are you seeing, Rex, that is maybe a good thing that you want to share with us as we go forward in our job search?
Yeah, one of the things, and by the way, I've been trying to get on this show for 2 months, and the waiting list has been so long that Foster finally wedged me in here, and just to let the people know, we have got on the call about 90 years of talent acquisition, staffing, sourcing between the three of us. So it's going to take a little bit to stump us, but we want to do 360 reality right now. The harder the question, the better the question for us. Foster, to answer your question, I think that one of the things that I see constantly with the job search process is that a lot of people don't game that they're playing. If you can't bring the game, and what I mean by that is that there are so many roles that the applicant has to play that they do not know. Let me go over some of that role right now. You have to be within the process. The process will demand executive sales account manager, a social media expert, a market branding specialist, a career coach, a organizational cultural researcher, a change manager. All of those things, all of them will have to be integrated And a lot of times people will get, Foster, snippets, these DIY, do it yourself, LinkedIn, hey, you have to understand that this is your tool bag. This is your toolbox that you have to be able to go to. And if you get to a trusted individual who knows staff recruitment, resumes, and things like that, over the last 5 years, and I'll go to Dana and I'll go to Foster on this. These overnight experts who know resumes,
armchair quarterbacks.
Go to Dana. Yeah. To find out, what go to Foster, let him know what you're looking for. So I want to really focus on, you have to have a mindset to integrate several roles.
Oh yeah.
To play to play the long game, because guys, this is the steeplechase marathon that we're running right now.
Yeah.
We absolutely are. Let me tell you, Rex, you brought to mind, I see a lot of people now, when we don't have a job, there is a measure of stress that accommodates that. Oh yeah, Foster, I got to put gas in my car. I'm still eating good Texas barbecue. All of the, Rex, you're missing the Texas barbecue. I know you are. So
I do.
There's a level of stress, and you guys, I keep Rex up on all the things that he can't be a part of while he's out there. So that's just personal stuff. So guys, we apply for many jobs that we absolutely know that the company's not going to call us about that job. Do we feel as though we can do that job? Yeah, because we're desperate. We're looking through those desperate eyes. But I'm here to tell you guys, you don't want to apply for too many jobs at one company. We were just talking yesterday at South Lake Focus Group about the applicant tracking system. In that system, if somebody has suggested that they look at your application in that system, you may have sent in your resume. Dana may have queried, looking for a certain query and pulled your resume up. She will also be able to see other positions that you have applied for. Now, a lot of people apply for a lot of different things that looks desperate. And I'm not saying that Dana's going to do this, because Dana is a seasoned, I didn't say old. I said a seasoned recruiter, but that's giving us a negative connotation. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. Yeah. Now, a lot of times, and it doesn't necessarily have to be in a company of a certain size, but a lot of times, guys, you know what? There are a couple of jobs, a lot of our project managers and program managers and people like that might find 2, maybe 3 jobs at a large enough company that you apply for. But it will make sense, you guys. It will be able to look at your experience, which that's what me and Dana and Rex are going to do. I want to see that experience that you have had at other companies that relates to what I'm looking for. Now, Rex and I talk about this all the time. There might be 2 positions in a company, and that's okay. But when you start applying for this over here and customer service over here, and nothing wrong with customer service, we got to have the customer experience people. My daughter Hannah, hey Hannah Banana, she is one of those people for Marriott Corporation. But you know what, guys? When we see you applying for a lot of things, you don't look like you know what you want to do, and you're flaky. Now we know you don't have a job, and we know you're trying, but we got to make sense of this thing. Relevance is my number 2 word. What's my number 1 word, Dana?
Relationship.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about right there.
That's right.
And so, guys, you have an opportunity while you do not have a job to build these relationships. My buddy Mez reminds you guys at many of the meetings, build those relationships. If you feel in your spirit, I feel kind of akin to this Rex Saoit fella, take him to barbecue, take him to coffee, get to know him. And you know what? Pay for his barbecue, y'all. Pay for his coffee and build that relationship if you can with Rex. Now, if Rex doesn't have time, that's 2 different things. But build that relationship with Rex. Build that relationship with Dana. These are the experts they are examples of the experts that are in this network that we should be connecting with. Find out what it is that we really need to know, and not just the stuff that we're hearing because some armchair quarterback saw something at a meeting and he decided he was going to make a statement on LinkedIn about it.
Yep. And might we say Rex is in demand? So, audience,
Rex
you
is.
are blessed to have Rex today. I know, even though I have a lot of tenure and so does Foster, we're going to learn new things today. Rex is a true industry expert, and we are blessed to have him on the show.
We are. We got him for the whole hour. This is
Well,
awesome.
I have one thing to say. Can I say something here?
Oh,
If
no,
I was
man.
half as good as what you guys say, I'd be 4 times as good as what I really am. So thank you very much.
I like the math. I like the math. It's a little much for this early in the day, but I love it. No, I'm just kidding.
Rex is humble. Humility is another thing you guys want to look at and you want to connect with when you have an opportunity
makes a difference
to make that relationship, because Rex, me, Dana, are more doers than we are talking. Look, check me out. Check out the way I look. Check in my profile. All this stuff. It's about me. No, it's not. And job seekers. Another thing that Rex and I talk about, and this will probably spark conversation from Rex. It's about the company, guys. It's about what we're applying for. Yes, we've had wonderful experiences. We've had wonderful careers, but you know what? We need to make that relevance. Dana, I like relevance so much. I think I'm going to get close to the screen on that one again.
Hey, you know what?
Relevance.
Is a word. It is. I mean, it's not quite relationship, but it's important. You gotta have relevance in everything you're doing.
It's got to make sense. Yeah. Go, Rex. I see you. I see you're about to bust over there.
You know, I like that point that Foster's making, but yeah, I want to stress with the job seeker. Okay, it has to be relevance. Yeah. If you go into the interview, and this can be the face-to-face interview, the Zoom interview, the phone in, that you are being asked to be the problem solver. There is a strategic business need that the call is being called for, and you have to understand, reach out, being able to market brand that way as that person to the customer relations issue, the poor attendance of that area. Perhaps it's leadership that you've been called on. So understand, it's not the relevance, it's understanding what the meaning of the relevance is. Let me that a little bit. If you're going for pick a job, Amazon warehouse inventory control. Let's just say that.
Gotcha. Okay.
What is Amazon looking for? They're looking for reliability. Are you there? Are you there on time? Can you follow instructions? Can you be a good collaborator, team person? That relevance and the business need that you have, and you as the recruiter, you as the job seeker, you have to think beyond what the recruiter's thinking. Guys, here's a myth buster. The recruiter does not know what they're recruiting for. Generally speaking, from the hiring manager, when it gets to the technology bit bytes and the operations daily, we don't know what that is. Yeah. You just have to convince us that you know what it is. And being able to say that concisely with poise and confidence. That's what we're looking. Even invite you if the candidate is on the phone that expresses that confidence that you're looking for, poise that you're looking for, easy going, verbal communications, interpersonal skills, soft skill set, that will take you even a longer way than I think hard skill set will. Go ahead, Dana.
It's so true. Yes, absolutely it will. We
Dana,
always say people hire people they like. That is the truth.
That's true. You know, Jason Hopper is with us from the Jewish Family Services. Guys, I'm going to have him on the show in coming weeks. So Jewish Family Services, look it up, guys, especially you guys that are in Dallas. You're located geographically in Dallas. JFS, Jewish Family Services. We're going to learn all about that when Jason comes. But Jason said, guys, recruiters know people, not the guts of the position. Some recruiters, most recruiters, are not going to be able to get in the weeds with you guys about that position. Now, some people, some recruiters are nerdy. Here's one right here. But as I develop a relationship with a certain hiring manager, that hiring manager might be my buddy. And we talk about the guts of what's going on. Guys, I love NASA stuff. And guess what I have recruited for before in aerospace? And I can talk to you sometimes about, I can get into the weeds with you about black holes and quasars and pulsars and all that stuff. But I'm hiring the expert. I'm hiring the person that is going to go in and actually do the work. Foster's just talking about it. I'm a recruiter.
Yeah.
But you know what? Rex is right. Most times we don't know, man, when I'm hiring for a controller or I'm hiring for a CFO, I am not going to be able to speak y'all. I'm sorry. You guys are wonderful people, but I am not going to be able to get into the weeds with you guys about those positions.
Quasars and black holes and
I can put you guys to sleep in record time.
Yeah.
Just ask Rex.
Just kidding.
Foster, can I go over into another myth buster?
Rex, hey, this is your show. You go, buddy.
Okay. Yeah. The other myth buster that I want to give is understand that most of the time the hiring manager doesn't know what they're doing. Generally speaking, a hiring manager over a year, if it's a knowledge-based position, like the folks that Dana brings, or accounting, finance, or logistics, supply chain, the hiring manager does not or has not practiced their interviewing skills. So we don't know, or the hiring manager knows stuff like behavioral interviewing, structured interviews, how to open interview, many times now how to close the interview. Okay. So as the job seeker, what advantage do I have in this? I have now control. I now can lead that hiring manager, especially if they're a new hiring manager. I can lead them to my strengths, the competencies that I have, and don't disregard this. Look ahead of what you can do, not only in the job, but what you can do 6 months into the job. And being able to show a lot of the people that you have on the show have a lot of skill sets. If you have those skills, flaunt it, show more cowbell. When you can do that, because guess what? When you get hired, that is a now company investment. You are now a company asset that is growable. One of the very, very few that can be grown. Show that growth and being able to show that, listen, this is what I can do for you immediately on the job. I'm not looking to job hop, but I know that I can add to your skill sets or the team's competencies if I could do this, and this.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And a lot of hiring managers, they're managing the system, but they're hiring you to be that component, to be the expert in that component of what it is that we do. Rex, you remember this conversation? Hey, well, Dana does too. About 2 years ago, I was asked to hire an implementation project manager for a healthcare group that had bought Epic software. Now, they spent a lot of money on that Epic software, but they weren't using it. We just bought it. We got to put it in our system, y'all.
Yeah.
Well, they needed to hire a project manager to oversee that implementation. That's what they were hiring. When I posted that, job seekers, I got so many of you guys that have used Epic on the front end, used Epic for all this thing. That's wonderful, but I am not looking for an Epic user at that point. I am looking for someone to implement the Epic software.
Hey,
So
Foster,
I thought
we
I'd
are
throw that in.
about
Yes.
to come to the music.
Good.
So it is about halfway there. With that being said, we will wrap up talking about paying attention to the job description,
Yes.
understanding what you're applying
Yes.
to, and being strategic. But when we come back, we need to know from Rex, how can we better train hiring managers to interview? And would that person be setting them up for failure if they make claims like what we just talked about? So those are two things that we can talk about as soon as we come back. We're about to get to the music here.
As you guys hear the music, we will be going to commercial. We will be back. So until we hear that music, guys, connect with Rex Saoit. Rex,
Yes.
Saoit. Now, you've never heard that last name before, have you?
How do you pronounce it?
Saoit.
Saoit, like the O like a W.
Yep.
Love it.
I hear our music. We'll see you guys back in a few seconds. Yeah, exactly.
See you in a second. We'll be back.
Wilfred Brimley for Loafing Dog.
I'm Wilfred Brimley for Loafing Dog. You know, when I get the hankering for a hot dog, I go to Cleveland, Texas. Just a couple blocks off the square, they got Loafing Dog. They got the Neely Dog, the Mary Sunshine Dog, the Casey Dog, and the Shirley Dog. Why, they even got the Pacer Dog, the Brooklyn Dog, and the Jim Dog. Can't forget the Shane Dog, or the Joy Dog, and the Monty Dog. I like that fool. The Nakia Dog and the Braxton Dog round things off. Why, they even got a kids menu too.
Loafing Dog, 208 East Chambers Street, Cleveland, Texas. Lunch, catering, or takeout, plus outdoor seating. Phone number is 817-556-1040.
This is Wilfred Brimley. And don't forget, Loafing Dog won't give you diabetes.
Out of deck carpet giving you the blues? Tired of your old dingy and broken tile? Let my friends at the Floor Store in Cleveland, Texas give your home the makeover it deserves. This is Old Taco Joe coming to you from the Floor Store. Whether it's carpet, tile, wood flooring, or real wood laminate, the Floor Store can cover all of your flooring needs. Located at 405 West Henderson Street in Cleveland, Texas, owner Brent Harris can help. Shower tile, tub surrounds, even backsplashes. Give them a call today at 817-641-9444. The Floor Store, they got you covered. When you're hungry for tender brisket or some delicious homemade cobbler, then look no further than Leach Brothers Barbecue, located at 1106 East Henderson, Cleveland, Texas. Leach Brothers has been family-owned and operated since 1950. Take it from me, Taco Joe Orwinski. Todd and his family have been filling my belly breakfast, lunch, and dinner for a long time. Heck, I even have my own booth, open Monday through Saturday, 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Come see them for dine-in, carry-out, and all your catering needs.
Joco Community Radio. Listen live at tunein.com.
To download the Joco Community Radio app and watch us there and like us on LinkedIn. If you look in the comments on the show, Mez has added in how to find us on LinkedIn and like us. And we want to do a quick shout out to Mez Rose Quaterio. She is our producer behind the scenes and a hype lady. And she helps keep us organized and together. So, Mez, thank you for all the hard work you do. Foster, we are so excited. This first half, we learned so much from Rex. I can only imagine what our second half has in store for our listeners.
Yeah, let's pick up where we left off. Go, Rex. You were talking about.
Go, Rex. Go, Rex.
I saw a question on how we can better train hiring managers to interview. I think the number one thing is to listen. When I was with Hewlett Packard, the tendency for the hiring manager, they thought being able to make a hire or understand who the candidate of choice was within 10 minutes. So snap judgments are frequently not the best judgments. So yeah, I tell managers, is it going to take for you to believe that you can pick the candidate that you want? And this is a candidate that many times, Foster and Dana, let's say it's a sales manager. When it was Hewlett Packard at the time, depending on the sales business segment, the $1 million. This was in the printer group. Okay. So I challenge managers, guys, are you willing to make a $20 million decision in 8 minutes? Please give yourself 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Let's get other people to talk to them. Have peers, have your superstars talk to them. And all of these things will bring the listening into it. The second thing that I can recommend for hiring managers is to show that empathy. Many times these people are wounded. Yeah. Many times these people are hurting after a very job search where there's a lot of rejection involved. Yesterday, Foster, we had an individual who we got to a point of vulnerability and showing safety in the interview, where he confided that he lost a son through suicide, and he has two special that are on. One is on the autism spectrum. Okay, being able to create that sort of safety that brings out the vulnerability in a lot of people tells you a lot. Okay, yeah. And many times hiring managers are that sort of education and learning because it's not there. Mm-hmm. So those are the number one. Don't make a snap decision. 2, listen a lot, and 3, create that safety psychological environment where people can really, really feel safe. A lot of things that they usually don't in an interview. Last thing, trust your recruiter. Trust your recruiter. Yes. Partner with them. Yes. I've had too many managers, Foster, and you have, and Dana has said, hey, Dana, I don't see how this candidate is matching up with my job description.
It's true.
And Dana said, just see them. Bill,
you just have to trust us.
Yeah. Sally,
yeah.
Just
yeah.
And many times what we look at, guys, transcends what the job description is. And by the way, most job descriptions in HR have been around since the Magna Carta. And the Bill of Rights. They're some of the oldest documents in the world.
Especially in aerospace.
And we not only have to evaluate off of a job description that is obsolete, but we connect to culture. That's the key connect. Where I can't tell you how much Foster and Dana have said, listen, Sally, schedule the person. I said, that, but I'm going to come back at you if it's a waste of time. And invariably they say, I see why you had me scheduled. I want to get an offer for that candidate right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So that relationship.
Dana and I are middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Jason asked a question, is that too much personal information for a job interview? Now, Rex, I'm really excited to hear your answer. I will say for me, I probably would lean away from sharing something as personal as that in a job interview unless unless this has been a very lengthy process and the person interviewing has really made an effort to get to know you and ask a lot of questions, which in theory, they have to be careful about what questions they're asking regardless, because there's a lot of legalities around it. Yeah. But I would say initially, don't bring something like that up. But Rex, what would you say?
Yeah, if first of all, Dana's got it right. We cannot probe that to that personality, nor that HIPAA protection. So we can't go there. But Dana, this is what slays me. That personality comes out in your social media Facebook page. 67% now of recruiters will go to social media, Facebook, Snapchat, LinkedIn. Okay, LinkedIn. Okay, we had a candidate, Foster. We had a candidate, Foster, last week. We looked at her Facebook page. She had some very, very suggestive photos.
Okay.
And I'm not.
The number one rule.
And there were more than just very suggestive material on that, and we didn't have to read. All we had to do was look, and we now had a profile of a candidate that she went in and interviewed, Dana. But guess what? To the final screening, we couldn't.
Probably not.
We just couldn't. 67% of the recruiters will now look, and that has gone up 5 years.
Oh, it is tremendously.
Where it used to be 30%.
You're absolutely right. That number continues to increase, and that is why it is critical. And we just implore that job seekers, whether you're a job seeker or not, it doesn't matter. Your social media, LinkedIn, Snapchat, TikTok, etc., Instagram needs to be set to private. Your employer or future employers, if you're interviewing, should never be able to see your personal posts.
Yeah,
so
I
Rex,
don't want to see
that was a huge mistake on behalf of that interviewer, because she should have had her. Like you said, LinkedIn's a little different. It's a professional site. You're not going to typically run across that. But all the other social media sites, keep it locked down, keep it set to private. I've even made that recommendation to candidate interview process. Make sure you have all social media sites outside of LinkedIn locked down, set to ultimate private.
That's good. That's a good blanket statement. It really is. I'm going to tell you guys, and I want Rex's opinion. I think go ahead, Rex. I'm going to shut up. Go.
Yeah. One of the things that with the job seeker, don't proxy your accountability on the salary that you want. Own that.
Okay.
Understand that I'm not going to give clues on what you think your salary expectation is. I had a situation, and I get this, Foster. You've heard me many times say this, Dana. I had a situation. It was with HP. The guy said, engineer position. Said, may I ask you what your salary expectations are? He said, what are your salary expectations? Okay, I see the dance. Okay, don't say anything about salary.
Yeah.
Strike one. I said this.
Strike one.
And you'll know that you're with a really, really good recruiter like that, and Foster, if they say something like this. And I told the candidate, so it is mid 40s to high 50s. The position will carry full-time benefits. A company car vehicle will come with this, with a gas card. Does this fit salary expectations for you? So I'm giving you the answer, guy. And he said, sure. And if he says, I'm not sure, then guess what? I'm not sure. Do I call him back?
Playing a game.
I don't call that, I don't give clues for the salary expectation. Now, if they say something like this, I was really looking for the mid 60s. Your recruiter say something like, listen, I can get you the high 50s. Is that something that you would be open to interview with? Right. Now, understand the process that we have here. When it gets down to salary negotiations, it's not the back end. I don't care about set my expectation at the front end. You've told me 62K. I'll try to advocate for you for that number. But if I can go to 57 for you, will you take the interview? And I Foster, you and I have said this before. Listen, if you take the interview, then that's great. And if you can convince 2K, that's great. But I will tell the manager that you're at 57K, because there are people on his team, on the hiring manager's team, that are Dak Prescott, that are Roger Staubach, they're Derek here. He's got a dream team report. They only make 57K. I'm not going to bring someone on the outside for 57K because Michael Jordan is playing for me and I only pay him 56. So there's internal understanding, right? Right, guys?
It's internal equity is what it is.
When people, and the salary bands, I'm sorry, you're not Kobe. I got Michael.
Yeah. Well, you know what, Rex? I will say that you brought up a really good.
I will share that reality, and so everyone on this team will. Everyone on this team will.
Mm-hmm. That is a good point. I just wanted to point out to viewers to understand what we're working with is there's like 4 factors in compensation that the company behind the scenes has to look at when determining what they can pay you. First of all is internal equity, what Rex just very beautifully described. Then we have external equity, meaning what the market is looking like and what your expectations are. And then we do have true market trends going on based on the economy, supply and demand, inflation, recession, et cetera, et cetera. And then there is budgets also internally, which is the 4th one, set within the organization that they have to balance as well. So they're balancing their current employees, which is internal equity, external equity, which is you in the market. They're balancing true market trends, and they're balancing budgets. All 4 of those have to align to be able to get approval and make you a competitive offer. So if you understand that, you can position yourself more competitively and know how to answer that question a little more effectively.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Companies will be looking for a growth. Maybe you're hired into a position they want to offer you some sort of growth. It's usually important. And that number 2 that Dana just said speaks to that. Guys, is there room for growth? When we are looking to get a job, most especially if we're seasoned, we're trying to come in on the probably top 1/4 percent of the salary band, but the company is thinking, okay, for retention purposes, is there a place for growth for this company, for this person? Now, this is not with every position, but you can pretty much say it's probably a 90 percentile. So that's something to think about, guys. Rex, what do you think? Rex, I talk to a lot of people, and I suggest that when you're not going to have another Zoom interview, when you're going to have an in-person interview, drive out to that company, guys, the day before, go inside, sit in the lobby, look and see what the dynamics of the people are there. 2 things: you're getting an atmosphere check, and you know where to go. Number 1, you're getting an atmosphere check of where you're going to go, how people are dressing, do they look happy, or all of this sort of thing. You're checking them out because an interview, guys, is a 2-way street. I think we ought to. Hey, there's a lot of times I was a director. I was the boss, but I didn't act like the boss. I would I would manage people without them knowing they're being managed by being a part of the process. This is a different
psychological warfare. No, I'm kidding.
Here I'm coming with psychologically.
Yeah.
Psychologically, it's all
But
about
there's some things that we
psychological
should do.
relationships.
And then number two, don't be late to that interview. Help yourself not be late to that interview. Know where you're going. Know what to expect when you get there. And guys, be as nice as you can to the administrative assistant.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Foster, can I vector off what?
Hear it?
Yeah, can I vector off what you're saying?
Started. Vector, baby.
Okay. Here's a listen for. When you go in for the atmospherics, listen for laughter. And if you hear a lot of that, then generally that gives you an inference that it could be a fun culture. The second thing is listen for someone asking you, can I help you? Someone on this call knows this. You can ask, can I help you, in a way where the person is really genuinely wanting to help you. It's not a throwaway greeting.
Right.
Where they say it in a way with a warmth and a friendliness where you did really authentically want to get you to where you need to go, or that thing that you need to hear. The thing that I can't tell you, Foster, how many times my receptionist said, Rex, and I get the call, candidate leaves. The reception on her initiative seeks me out and says, that candidate was rude to me. I can't tell you guys how many times that happened, to a point where one guy asked the receptionist to give him a cup of tea or cup of coffee, like she was Starbucks. Say it that way. That's so I'm building off of what Foster is saying. Be friendly, be cordial, smile. Show your brand to everyone, whether they be the receptionist, administrative assistant, janitorial, EVS staff, all of those people. Because if you play it right, they're going to be your peers. And by the way, they're the friendliest people anyway.
Yeah, that's why they're there. Yeah.
Yeah, the receptionist is not your barista, people. The receptionist is actually making observations on a regular basis and communicating anything negative they see with decision makers. Keep that in mind.
Rex and
Dana,
I made the administrative assistant.
At least 5 receptionists have told me that, Rex, that's not a candidate that's going to fit our culture.
Yeah.
Because I saw arrogance, I saw demand, dictating, I saw distance.
Yep. Carissa
and
Calhoun,
you guys know that's right.
On the show listening.
Yeah, it's 100% true, Rex. You are on point right there.
And guys, I would suggest getting 10, 15 minutes early to the interview so that you will have time to be nice to the receptionist, build a relationship with her in such a short. But yeah, 15 minutes, guys. You don't need to be there 30 minutes early. You don't need.
That's actually considered rude.
I've seen that. No, I've seen that. That's overkill. It's not necessary, but definitely be sitting in the sitting in that lobby when the hiring manager comes out. Now, guys, most of the time, this is a true myth. Most of the time, a lot of times, hiring managers have not had time to review your resume before that interview in the way
that is so true.
Yeah. We're running down there. Somebody give me a resume. Oh my God. Yeah. I'm guilty too. The rigors, the speed of business. We have an inference of technology in today's society that puts us on twin turbo. Rex and I like fast cars. So you know what, guys? Consider that a good candidate has done their due diligence, studied the company, studied the people on LinkedIn, if they know who they're going to be interviewing with. And you know what? Those good candidates will probably tell us something about our company we didn't even know, and we work here.
Yeah, it's true. That's a good point, Foster.
Can I give a story to people?
I just wonder. Oh, please do, Rex. Yes.
Okay. Here's Foster. You've heard me with this story before. This is a intern coming in, and interns. What? Then you have 15 interns. They're a pretty populated group, entry level. So interview. Do you have any questions at the end? This one guy says, I see your competitor has put out your Flagstaff's product marketing. Can you tell me how you are going to counter that strategy? Guess who got the job? That kid.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Pete Hernandez is with us as well right now. Hey, Pete.
He did search. So from that, he understood he took product quality, market share, competitive disadvantage for the company, and how might I fit into that equation. He got the job.
Yeah.
Hands down.
He got the job.
On a question at the end of the interview. So the second thing, that you can win at the questions that you give. You could lose at the questions that you give. Make it smart. If you think that the interview is not elevated to a point where you think your skill set and contribution can be, your end questions can get there.
Rex, how important is eye contact with you in the middle of an interview?
Oh my gosh, it's eye contact is even more important now because, Foster, the way that people are connecting for relationship has now gone to, so because people are texting more, might be on a video, things like that. When it's one-on-one, baby, that's when the game starts. So the eye contact is physical connection.
Yes.
It is. Okay. You should have eye contact at least 75% of the time with your recruiter and not blink.
Absolutely. It's showing
now,
me
is that
you're
easy?
it's showing me you care about my stuff.
If you try to do that with a spouse, your teenager, your peer, eye contact for 75%, Rex, really 75%? Is it that easy? You try to have eye contact 75% during a conversation as well. So now you're engaging two senses, the hearing and the eye contact. So critical thinking has to now go through two filters of your senses. That's tough to do, guys. And then you have to respond. It engages your speech sense.
A lot of candidates, if they're interested in that job, are interested in telling us things that they think that would impress us. And when we're trying to conjure up something, guys, it is normal human psychology to look at the floor, look around, and not directly look at the person that you're talking to. And that was something in an interview class that IBM taught me with our Malcolm Baldrige training that we had. That was one of the main first things that they taught us recruiters about how to read who it is that we're talking to.
No, that makes sense. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Pete Hernandez is with us, and Pete and I give this at many meetings. Pete, guys, Hernandez is one of the leaders, guys, at Frisco Connect. He is our leader at the HR Career Search Network. I strongly suggest that Pete was one of those COO guys. I strongly suggest that you guys connect also with Pete Hernandez. Now, as we said, connect correctly, Hernandez. But all of you guys are Hernandez. You guys are not going to understand that, so I say Hernandez. Anyway, Pete, thanks for joining us. I think it's absolutely wonderful. And Jason Hopper is my man. I call him J Hop. He is, of course, a guy that I told you guys about the first of the show at Jewish Family Services. He helps job seekers as well. So, guys, you have a plethora a multitude of contacts and subject matter experts around the Dallas-Fort Worth arena. Now, our network extends all the way to Virginia, all the way to California. There are these same subject matter experts in those areas.
Hey, Foster,
I hear music, Dana. I hear
coming to
music.
the end of the show. Thank you, Rex, for being here.
Yes.
We are so honored.
See you guys
My
next
pleasure.
week.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Woohoo! That's awesome, Foster.
If you are trying to quit drinking or doing too many drugs, listen to me.